Hi, I'm Steve, and welcome to our channel Patio Heat, where we provide visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for ideal patio comfort. Check out our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. I'd appreciate if you'd tap that like button as it helps others find our channel. Now let's get heating. Alright, so here we have this residential application. This application is a louvered structure here. So basically we have a louvered area up here with a frame system, and then also within that frame there's some gutter systems for rainwater, whatnot, and we also have the structure here of the residence. So there's a beam here and then a couple of supporting beams that hold that beam up. So those are a couple of the things that we have to be cautious of. And then also there are a couple of doors here, and then window, door over there, and possibly a window over here. But that's not going to be important. As you can see here, our seating area is mainly outside of that. And what I've done is I've placed this chair just at the entry point of that section of the covered patio. You can see that this overhangs the eave and rooftop here. A couple of fans. These fans are 52 inches in diameter, and that's what I was told. Now I don't know exactly the location of the fans, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And I think that's about it. I do have this offset just because of the fact that they had originally planned a fire pit here, but then they said they're going to remove it and place dining here. So it could be in the center, and that's not important, but just to note that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. Dimensions we have here from this wall to the outer edge at 15.1 1/8. We also have 19-foot span here, an overall span of 21 feet to this inner wall. And then we have a height of 9'6" to the bottom edge of the, I'm going to call it the frame work of the louver. And I'm not sure if I mentioned the 19, I think I did. You're going to also notice that we have a couple of measurements here. So this overall patio size itself is about 398 square feet. And then if I was to draw a line from right around here, let's say, and bring that line all the way to this edge here, so just counting this inner space or this outer space over here, that's about 298 square feet. And if I multiplied that by a demand of calculating the demand that I require for heaters, I'd come up with about 82,500 BTUs. And then there's a couple of different heaters that we'll talk about here. All right, so we'll turn that off and go ahead and put the electric heaters. First of all, I have a couple of slimline units. These are 4,000 watt 240 volt slimline heaters. And so basically I have them placed between this edge and this outer edge, the wall here, to make it kind of centered, located visually. And you can see I can only place them on the outer edges with the fans there in the middle. And there's no other place to actually mount the heaters unless you were to put some sort of support beam across here. Now, these heaters are mounted, I have them just mounted on the drainage, the water drainage system that they have in here. And I'm not quite sure if that's going to be strong enough to support it. These heaters weigh roughly 18 pounds, so they're not very heavy. You'd also have to waterproof the incision where you're placing the bolts through to make it waterproof. So now I'm not a structural engineer, so I can't answer any questions in reference to structures and how they can handle the weight. But I'd just imagine that it could hold at least 18 pounds on two brackets. That's just my assumption. You want to talk to your installer and or your designer of the system itself. All right, so there's a couple of beams here in the center, and just want to make a quick mention of that. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the array. So with 4,000 watt units, and then I'm going to also just bring up these dimensions here again, and specifically I want to talk about this here. So 4,000 watt units are roughly about 13,600 BTUs. I need 82,000 BTUs to heat this whole inner or outer space properly. So With 2 units, you can see I'm not nowhere close to that. You know, that's 27,000 BTUs, and I need 82. So if you were in this spot right here, you might feel the warmth, and if you were here, you might feel the warmth. You can see I'm still not even able to hit it because of the location here. Whoops, sorry about that. Location here, it is centered within this wall here to this edge here. So I'm not hitting that as much as I'd like to. And now there will be overlapping rays from this heater and this heater in the center, so you will feel that, but it just won't be enough, especially when my demand is roughly 82,000 BTUs. What else can you do? You can add another heater. So this would be, whoops, let me turn that one off. Add this third 4,000 watt unit, but it's still not enough for this overall space. Now, some people would appreciate it, and that would be fine. But again, I wouldn't recommend this as my ultimate amount of heat. So you can see the heater itself is roughly about 8'8" off the floor with the OEM bracket. And it's just the fact that you know, most of this is centrally located. So if I just take the louvers off here again, you can see that, you know, here in the middle I'm getting a lot of overlapping, and that might be okay right around this section here, but again, it's just not intense enough, and I don't feel like that would be the most ideal application. All right, so let's put that on. Now what I think is going to be a better application, now I should just mention this real quick, you know, the slimline units look really ideal for this sort of structure, I feel, because the fact that it's, you know, square shape and it's got the low profile, that sort of thing, but it just, again, with this height, I just don't think that's going to be the most ideal. So these are 6,000 watt units, so 6,000 watt, 240 volt, 25 amps a piece, and these are all in the same locations. And I didn't mention this before with the let me go back here, didn't mention this before with the slimlines, but what I've done here is I've actually got from this point here, I moved this fan at 52 inches, so that's the center, 52 inches to this edge here, and that gives us plenty of clearance to the fan blade itself, and that's what I was trying to accomplish with that. So that's why I have the fans there. They kind of offset, you know, with regards to the location here, but I think it looks pretty uniform that way. But in any case, that's why the fan is placed where I placed it. And so with these 6,000 watts, I'm going to go ahead and turn off these dimensions again here. With the let's turn it back on here a second. So with 6,000 watt units, it calls for 4 units total, and the 4,000 watts, it would call for 6 units total in order to get the 82,000 roughly BTUs that we're looking for. Now, we're not going to heat up the entire space, but when I say that, I'm talking about, so you can see this outer line here that we're not really hitting. And by the way, I do have this at 35 degrees. You could change some of these to 30 degrees, and same with the slimline, so that you're capturing a little bit more of the perimeter here, if that's something that you think you need. Also, you can just, you know, simply move the table left and right and back and forth as you see fit with the different seasons. But again, the 6,000 watt unit is what I would deem as the best application. And I should also just mention that this chair still is not getting hit as well as I'd like to. So I'm not sure what we can do about that. I mean, we could move the heaters a little bit closer. We do have to meet the clearances below the unit itself. So we can go up to 18 inches from this edge over here, but I just like to keep it centrally located so that it has a visual appeal to it. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you would like us to take a look at your plan, send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Thank you very much, and don't forget to hit that like button, as that's the only way YouTube will direct others to our channel. So we thank you very much for that. Thank you and have a great day.